So a publisher publishes a journal. Within a journal, what is a journal? Journal is exactly a collection of articles that are serving within a same scope. Okay, that are serving a similar kind of scope. Okay, so what is the scope? Scope is a theme. Okay, so let us go and check out one of the journal. Okay, I have taken one journal from the Elsevier Publisher house. Okay, so let us see what all components are there of in this journal page itself. Okay, so सबसे पहला चीज आता है journal का नाम. ठीक, तो journal का नाम itself most of the times is very much self-sufficient to explain you what is the scope of this journal. Okay, like suppose here it is International Journal of Biological Macromolecules. So okay, so this is the biological macromolecules, and it is more focused on structure, function and interaction. So anything that is dealing with the structure, function and interaction of these biomolecules may be published within this journal. So what are biological macromolecules? Anything that is DNA, protein, high profile lipids and all those things comes under the biological macromolecules. Okay, so this is the first idea you get जैसे ही आप इस journal का नाम देखते हैं. Okay, journal, it is a normal terminology that any journal can use. Many of the journals are using international. Okay, so this, don't go with this international, because many of the Indian journals are also using international, but they are not in any sense international. Okay, so if you are going for any journal, publication to any journal, try to focus more on indexing and abstracting rather than this name. Okay, this international, this may be sometimes false, okay, faulty and may misguide you. Okay, so don't go with this name. Okay, then a journal can be of 4 types. Either it is an open access journal, either it is a subscription journal, it may be a hybrid or a transformative journal. There are 4 types of journals which may exist. Okay, so open access journal is a journal where an author of the article has to pay money to the publisher to get his article published. Okay, once his article is accepted, he has to pay to the publisher, the author has to pay to the publisher, then it is freely available to all the readers. Okay, so anyone can come and get the full text of the article. So that is the open access publishing. Okay, what is the subscription publishing? Where the authors doesn't pay any money to the publisher. Okay, once their article is accepted, the copyright is transferred to the publisher itself. Then due to that copyright, he has the basically he has the copyright to sell those articles by himself. So the reader has to pay to actually read the full text of the article. Okay, those are the subscription based journals. Okay, sometimes a journal may be a hybrid journal which opts for both the publishing options, that is open access and subscription. Okay, so this International Journal of Biological Macromolecules is a hybrid journal, so it supports open access publishing as well as subscription publishing as well. Okay, then there is a transformative journal. So what is a transformative journal? Transformative journal is which is either a subscription or a hybrid journal right now. Okay, either it is a subscription journal or a hybrid journal, but soon it will become an open access journal. Okay, so those are transformative. So it is transforming itself from subscription based journal to a open access, fully open access journal. So these are the 4 types. So right now it is a hybrid journal. You see, it supports open access as well as subscription publishing, but it is also written that it is a transformative journal. So soon it will remove the subscription sets from the journal web page and support only open access. So all the authors have to pay money to get their article published within this journal. Okay, this is a link where from where you can initiate your submission process of the manuscript. Then the most important thing is the impact factor, which most of the students and most of the people see. Okay, so for Elsevier it comes like this. Okay, it has a journal impact factor of 6.953. Okay, so if journal impact factor is around 7, it was highly reputed journal, and below 7 it is an average kind of journal, and below 3 or 2 it is low standard journal. Okay, so that is the rating which most of the researchers have there in their minds. Then it publishes like any journal may have publications related to different sets. Okay, so like in biotechnology class also you go through 3 or 4 different lectures. Okay, suppose one is animal biotechnology, one is plant biotechnology. So even within the biotechnology you may have a different set. Okay, so even within this journal may have different dimensions in which it is publishing any paper. Okay, so one of the dimension is polymer science. Okay, so within that dimension all the 88 journals which are published under this dimension, it ranks 6th. Okay, so this shows that it is among the top journals which are published for polymer science. Then you see with this journal indexed in 14 international databases. So any journal can be indexed in different databases. More the indexing of the journal, more reachable it is to the readers, and if it is reachable to the readers, more readers will read it, more readers will cite it, and ultimately it will improve the overall impact factor of any of the journals. So everything is very much connected to each other. Okay, then there is editorial board of any journal. So editorial board is basically board of people who decides what manuscript to publish, what manuscript to reject. Okay, so the ultimate decision of rejection and acceptance is in the hand of these editorial board. So some of are editors in chief and another are the subordinates. So editor in chief are basically you can understand as the head of the department, and all the subordinates are the teachers. Okay, so for this journal these two are the editors in chief of this journal. And if you open this part, so you can see these are all the editors. This is a huge list of editors which belong to this journal's editorial board. Okay, then I was talking about the scope of the journal. So here you will find the scope of the journal, what type of articles are acceptable in this manuscript. So first you can get an idea from this title. Along with that, all the journals mention all the scope within which if your manuscript fits in, it is acceptable for submission and peer review process. Okay, those things I will tell you in detail in the later stages. But then they also mention about what all things you cannot publish. Like these are the criteria. If these criteria are there in your manuscript, you should not think of this journal for publication of your manuscript. Okay, so you must see about the scope and what all things should not be there in your manuscript. Okay, so this is the very critical decision which you have to take while deciding your journal. Then this is a matrix which is provided to most of the journals. So this is a site score, impact factor, readership, time to first decision, review time, publication time, and article processing charges. So site score and impact factor are they are telling you about the quality of the journal. Like okay, so higher reputation means higher site score and higher impact factor, to be very frank. So what is the difference between site score? These are two different agencies. They have provided their own way of recognizing their own way of deciphering the quality of this journal. Okay, so impact factor is given by the Web of Science. Okay, site score is given by the Scopus. If you will say like which one to follow, which one not to follow, to be very frank, if you are a beginner, don't think about these impact factors and site scores. Why? Because right now your focus should be more on learning things rather than getting your article published in a high impact factor. Don't run for this. Okay, learn the basics well, try to implement your basics well, build a solid background. Okay, once your base is ready, then slowly try to improve your own the dimensions in which you can grow. Okay, so don't worry about it. But if in my opinion, if you will ask among these two which is better, I always prefer to go with this impact factor. Why? Because you see, if you click on this I, it is the information it gives you. It is the number of citations which only published articles have received. Okay, but the site score is any peer-reviewed document is included in this calculation. Okay, so any peer-reviewed document which has been included may or may not give you a clear-cut idea about the citations which this journal is receiving. Okay, so I always prefer to go with the impact factor. Okay, then this is a readership, like which countries are basically focused on reading this journal. So here you see China, US and Brazil. These are the top readership of this journal. Time to first decision is the time from when you have submitted your manuscript to the first decision. Okay, first decision is from the editorial board whether they want to proceed with the peer review process with your submitted manuscript or they want to reject it. Okay, so the first decision, I'll talk about this a little bit in today's lecture itself. So for this journal, it is a 3-week time. Okay, then the review time is the time from the submission of the manuscript to the reviewer's comments. Okay, so reviewer may say you to respond to their comments, or they may directly reject it. Okay, so that time scale is the review time. Okay, then there is publication time. So publication time is a time from of your manuscript to the publication of that manuscript online on this journal web page. Okay, so that is 1.1 weeks for this journal. And this is the article processing charges. So here you see, like if you want to publish your article as an open access, you have to pay 3,500 USD. Okay, so this is around 2 lakh rupees. In Indian rupees, it is around 2 lakhs. So as a scholar, as a Indian researcher, it is very much difficult to go for these kind of publication, open access. So always try to go with subscription publications rather than open access publications. Okay. Then this is the dashboard which most of the journals have, where they highlight their recent publications, the publications which are most downloaded. These are the publications which are most cited. Okay, so you can just click on it and you will get a complete list of the publications which are highly cited and published in this journal itself. Okay, then it is the indexing and abstracting. So you just click here. So in initiation, I just told you it is indexed in 14 different databases. So these are the 14 different databases in which this journal is abstracted and indexed. So indexing in these databases make it more reachable to the readers. This thing I have already told you. And the most important databases which our Indian education system is actually willing to accept is this Science Citation Index, so Science Citation Index expanded, Web of Science, Scopus. Okay, so these 3 databases are the most recommended or accepted databases. So if you are going for any institutional job like a assistant professor job or anything, they are not going to see any of your article if they are not Scopus indexed or Science Citation Index. Then let's talk about if you are applying for any positions in abroad. Okay, this PubMed indexing is very much necessary. So if you are going for a postdoctoral position or anything, so the paper the journal in which your paper is published should be at least PubMed indexed. If it is there, your work is done. Okay, But in India, they give more preference to this signed citation index and Scopus. These two they give the most preference. Okay, PubMed is an additional advantage in Indian context. Apart from this, they have another dashboard where they highlight any kind of special issues. Okay, their matrix. Okay, the open access article. They have a complete list of open access articles, and here is a bar graph which shows how many subscription based journals and subscription based articles and open access articles have been published by this manuscript within this year. Okay, so this is all about the journal. Another important thing which you must know is this guide to authors. All the journals have their own guide to authors. This is a complete set of guidelines which the journal itself present. Most of the time it is provided by the publisher, but it may be modified in accordance with the journal requirements. So our journal, these guidelines have all the things which you need, starting from the aim and scope, all the type of articles which this journal may publish. Okay, then ethics in publishing along with the preparation guidelines. Okay, so if you click on this, so they will tell you how you have to prepare, starting from word processing software, what should be the article structure. Okay, so these are the informations which are provided for article structure, and then there should be a title page. All these things I will discuss with you in the last lecture. Highlights, abstract, keywords, and everything, all the things, even how your artwork should look like, what should be the dimensions, what should be the font and the color and everything. All these things are provided in this guide to authors. So once you have decided that I want to publish my paper in this journal, you have to go to this author's guidelines to finally rearrange and organize your data so that your manuscript is completely aligned with these guidelines. If these are not very much aligned, the technical team may raise some issues and they may revert back to you and say you to redo all the corrections so that the manuscript or the submitted manuscript is more aligned to these guidelines. Okay, so instead of wasting time during the review process, take this during the manuscript preparation itself, take these guidelines very seriously and read it and organize your complete manuscript according to these guidelines. So this is all about the journal website. So this is Elsevier Publisher. There are many other publishers, 9 publishers which I have told you. You can go to different publisher websites and try to check out all those things which I have told you in this website, whether they are present there or how they are different.